I know he still on the studying it.
Láì pé tẹ́lẹ̀ pínkì náà tó ló máa rí mi kọ́ọ̀nù báyìí láti pè ní 1 million times.
Can somebody check for me if I'm streaming on YouTube?
Yes, sir.
Am I streaming on YouTube?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Once again, if you are here with me in the class, can I hear you respond? Good morning, class.
Morning, sir.
Morning,
Morning,
Yes,
sir.
morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Morning, sir.
How was your night, sir?
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Kindly mute yourself, please. Thank you so much. Kindly mute yourself. Kindly mute. Thank you so much. Very quickly.
Morning, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Kindly mute yourself now. Thank you so much. Now, the last time we met, we were talking about ecological factors. We said there are two groups of factors that affect living organisms in their habitats. Biotic factors, abiotic factors. Biotic factors are factors brought about by the activities of living organisms. We are talking of competition, immigration, emigration, pollination. All these are factors. All these are biotic factors. Why are they biotic? This is because they come about from the activities of living organisms. Then we also have abiotic factors. Abiotic factors are of two groups. We have edaphic factors. We have physical factors. Edaphic factors are factors having to do with cell structure and topography. Now, we pay attention to physical factors: temperature, rainfall, humidity, pressure, and so on and so forth. And then we talk about the importance of these factors and how to measure these factors. Now, today, let us do something that I refer to as Introduction to Population Studies. Now, don't forget, the other time, we talked about the terms and concepts that are used in ecology. One of those concepts is the term or the concept population. how did we define population? We said a population refers to a group of organisms of the same species inhabiting a particular place at a given time. So, members of a species inhabiting a particular habitat or ecosystem at that given time, they are referred to as population. Now, let us look at an ecosystem like a pond. In a pond, there are many populations of living organisms. There are many populations of fish, frogs, there are plants, there are microorganisms. Now, a typical population, let us say Tilapia zili in that pond. Of course, there are other species in the pond. Don't forget, a population, okay, a Tilapia zili in a pond, you can refer to them as a species, yes. You can also refer to them as a population. This is because they are members of a species occupying that particular pond at that given time. How can we estimate the number of a population? For instance, how can we estimate the number of a species of Tilapia zili in a pond? That is one. For instance, in the field, there are many populations of plants, many populations of grasses. How can we estimate the number of each population, each species inhabiting that particular habitat? So in ecology, there are different methods of estimating the size of a population. The most reliable method to estimate the number of any population is to do total count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or census. But in most cases, it is not practicable to employ that method because of size and because of time limitation. So what do we do? Instead of having to count one by one, we devise some means of sampling so that whatever figure that we get will be representative of the whole population. So we want to see briefly some of these methods that can be used to sample population. Now, a quadrat. What's a quadrat? A quadrat is a square or rectangular frame, usually made of wood. It can also be made of iron. That's a quadrat. The quadrat is thrown at different portion of the site under study. And then so many parameters can be calculated from that. The more throws you do, the more tosses that you do, the more reliable the results. So by throwing the quadrat several times, you can estimate the number of that species, and then you can record so many things: frequency, density, and so on and so forth. These are typical quadrats. This is one. This is one. Even you can divide a quadrat to subunits. You can use grid. Invariably, this is quadrat within the quadrat. Or you can use it as a whole like this without grid. So these are typical quadrats. Now, another way, another common way of estimating, before I go on, what do you What population do you use the quadrat to sample? You use it to sample terrestrial plants. What type of plants? Grasses or herbs? They're not trees. And you cannot use it in a water habitat. Okay. So another method to sample populations in the field is the transect method or transect sampling. What is a transect? A transect is simply a tape or a rope that is marked at regular intervals. That tape is stretched along the site under study. And from there, you can determine the frequency, you can determine the density, you can even estimate the total number of that population in that habitat at that given time. This is a transect. This is a transect. How many transects do we have here? They are two. One is red color, stretched this way. Another yellow color is stretched across it. Now, as you go on in the study of ecology, you will learn about how to use these methods in detail. Now, for transect sampling and quadrat sampling, like we said earlier, like we have noted earlier, this can only be used to sample populations in terrestrial habitats. Let us see an habitat like aquatic habitats. Can we use transect? Can we use quadrat? No, we can't. What can we use? We can use capture and the capture method. As the name implies, to use this, what do? You visit a site, maybe a pond. For instance, now you want to estimate the size of tilapia zili in a particular pond. You visit the pond, you make a catch of tilapia zili or that species under study. You make a catch. When you catch those fish, you bring them out, and you count the number that you have caught, and you will record as C1. If you like, you may use other convenient, what do you call this now? Alphabet or figures. So you count, and then after counting, you now make indelible mark. Indelible mark are sort of permanent marks that cannot erase off easily. And then you throw them back to the pond. And you go your way. And then after like 2-3 weeks, that those fish that you caught earlier might have mixed with their population in the pond. You come back again to make another catch. This time around, the total that you have caught on second visit, you will record as C2. And then out of the C2, you will have caught some in your first visit. How will you know? You will know by the mark that you put on them in the first catch. Then those that have mark, you sort them out. And you will record them as R. R is just standing for recapture. Those that you caught at second visit that have mark, of course, obviously, you have recorded them. You have recaptured them. That's why we are using letter R. Like I said earlier, you may use convenient letters. You may use A as your first catch. You may use B as second catch. You may use C as the ones you have caught before. That is to say, the ones that have mark, the second catch that have mark. And then from that data, you can estimate the number of that population with a simple equation. Population size is C1 multiplied by C2 divided by R. That gives you a rough estimate. And don't forget, if you use this method, you will have to, for instance, now, you are talking of animals, you are talking of organisms. You cannot have 1.5. You cannot have 50.5. You have to round off. You either round up or you round down to get a round number.
When I'm done, I'll be going. By 10, I'll be done with the 9 classes.
Okay, we can go on. Some people are disturbing my class, so I've put them out. So let's now go on. Now, there are other methods of determining population size. But for now, we stop at those three. Let us say something. Let us say something close, something else that is related to what we are doing. Let us see interactions among populations. Biotic interactions. Now, no organism can exist in isolation. Every organism will have to interact with other organisms. Every organism will have to interact with organisms of the same species and organisms of different species. Interactions between two organisms can have different outcomes. From association or interaction, the outcome could be positive. That is to say, a member of the interacting member can benefit from that interaction or association. That is one effect. A member could be inhibited. That is to say, if I may use the word loosely, loose. So, you understand, but we don't use loose, just to describe what I'm trying to talk about. So, a member or two members can both benefit. A member or both members can be inhibited. And for one or two members, there may be no effect. One member could benefit and the other could be inhibited. One member could be inhibited and the other is not affected. At the same time, the two members could benefit. At the same time, the two members could be inhibited. So these are possible outcomes of interactions or associations that are found in nature. Okay, that is what I've said in this place. No individual can exist in isolation. Now, let's take note of something. That, like I said earlier, there are different results of associations or interactions. It could be mutualism, protocooperation, commensalism, amensalism, parasitism, predation, competition, and so on and so forth. Now let us see a term like symbiosis. In the past, if you pick an old textbook the term symbiosis is used differently as it is used now. In the past, symbiosis refers to association in which the two members are benefited. You know, academic is not static. Academic is dynamic. Things are changing. Knowledge changes. So these days now, symbiosis is used differently. Symbiosis simply refers to association between members of the same or different species. Each member of the association is referred to as a symbiont. So all this mutualism, protocooperation, commensalism, amensalism, predation, and so on are examples of symbiosis. So take note. So let us now see each of these associations and see their effect. Now, very quickly, take your pen and copy this table. Very quickly, very quickly. If you are finished, let me hear you talk. If you have not finished, let me hear you respond. Please copy this. We are going to work on this together. Because of our time, please do quick. Just do a rough sketch.
Okay, sir.
Don't do artistic. Just do rough sketch. The full table is at the end of the topic. We have the full table with the answers, but just for our own practice as we go on, so that we can all be involved. If you are finished copying, let me hear you respond.
I've finished copying.
I've
finished
finished
copying.
sir. Yeah, done, sir.
Okay, thank
No,
you.
sir.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Let us see the effect. Now,
No, sir.
okay, good. God bless you. Now, like I said earlier, there are different results of interaction. This species could benefit. We can use a symbol to represent that. And that symbol is plus. When you have a plus, is that not benefiting? It is. This species could be inhibited. That is, it's not gaining or it's losing. You can use minus as a symbol to represent that. The effects may have the association may have no effect on the species. We use 0 to represent that. That is to say it is neutral. So we are going to see each of the species and each of the interactions and put plus, minus, 0 in the appropriate boxes under this and this. Mutualism is the first one we are going to look at. Mutualism, please mute yourself now, please. Don't delay, don't disturb the flow of the class, please. Now let us see mutualism. Mutualism is the association or interaction in which both associated organisms benefit. And it is obligatory, it is compulsory. In mutualism, the two members, they are benefited. And that association is obligatory. Without one, the other will not exist. Without the other, the one will not exist. There are many examples. So when we are talking about nitrogen cycle the other time, we talk about a group of bacteria called Rhizobium. Rhizobium live in the root nodules of legumes. The association between the rhizobium. That's those group of bacteria and the plant legume is a mutual association. It's mutualistic. We have another example, lichen. If you like, you say lichen, but the proper pronunciation is lichen. A lichen is an association between an algae and a fungus. They are so much in close interaction such that they appear and operate as a single organism. Each member perform complementary rules. The fungus absorb moisture. The algae carries out photosynthesis. Another common example is the bacteria that live in the intestine of herbivores. Now, mammals can't digest cellulose. They can't because they don't have cellulase. Cellulase is the enzyme that digests cellulose. However, you will see these herbivores eating raw grasses, eating raw plants. Does it mean that these herbivores have cellulase that digest cellulose? No, they don't. But there are some bacteria that live in the gut of these animals. That is in the large intestine and the rectum. So these bacteria secrete cellulase, which help to digest cellulose. So the association between those bacteria and the herbivores is strictly mutualistic. Without one, the other will not survive. There are many more examples of mutualism. Now let's go back to our table. Mutualism. Have you written it? Yes. Species A, what symbol will it carry? Is it positive? Is it plus, minus, or zero?
Plus.
Good.
Plus.
Species 2. Good.
Plus.
What will species 2 carry?
Plus.
Thank you so much. Okay. Let's go on. Let us see the next. Let's see the next association. Let us see protocooperation. In protocooperation, the two members they are also benefited, as we have in the case of mutualism. However, unlike mutualism, the association, the interaction is not obligatory. It's not compulsory. That's the difference. It's not compulsory. Without one, the other will survive. A common example, there are many examples, but a common one is the cattle and the cattle egrets. Now, sometimes as we walk along, even on the campus, as we walk along, when you see the tractor, the mower, what do you call this? The mower that they push, that cause gases, you will see these egrets following them. Now, when you see cows, you will see these cigarettes on their back. The egret is benefiting. The cattle is also benefiting. Somebody will tell us what is the egret benefiting and what is the cow benefiting? Somebody on me can tell us.
Egret is benefiting food, while cattle is
Good.
benefiting relief.
Egret
Like
is
taking away-
benefiting food,
Yes.
while the cow is being relieved of pest.
Yes.
Now, what other thing? Is there another thing that the egret is benefiting?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
A
now tell us
place
now.
to
Sir,
stay.
the
Apart from
regret
food.
is benefiting protection.
Great.
Protection.
Regret is benefiting protection. When you see Mr. Cow looking wide, which animal will want to attack it? So now our table now, let's go back. Species 1. What will the symbol be?
Positive.
Positive.
Plus, minus.
Positive.
Okay, good. Then species 2. What will it be?
Positive.
Good. Let us continue.
Positive.
Let's continue because of our time. Thank you so much. We can now mute ourselves now. Let us see commensal design. In commensal design, one member is benefited. Sorry. Yes, I'm correct. One member is benefited and the other is not affected. The one benefiting from the association is the commensal. The other, which is the host, is not affected, neither gaining or losing. There are many examples. The epiphyte is a fern grown on trees, orchards. The epiphyte grows on the plant for support. In addition, the epiphyte gets nutrients and water from the humus deposited at the base of the supporting tree. That is one. Another example, kindly mute yourself, please. Another example is the lichen. Now, the lichen itself, the lichen itself is an organism. Please, can you mute yourself, Bolanle? Oluwatobiloba, are you raising up your hand? Omo Bolanle, Olowe. So, like I said earlier, the lichen and the algae are operating like one organism. That's lichen. Now, the lichen as an organism, in quote, grow on a tree is a mutualistic association. The lichen obtains moisture from the atmosphere, and the lichen photosynthesizes its own food. So the lichen is benefited, but the tree is not affected. The remora fish, I mean, sometimes in the clip, we see the shark, and we see small fish, fries, crowding around the shark. Now, the small fries, the small fish, remora fish, they are benefiting. They eat leftover. They eat crumbs from the shark food. However, the shark is not affected. The remora fish too, apart from benefiting food, they also benefit protection. And the shark, Mr. Shark, is not affected. Another example is the crustaceans, which attach themselves to the back of the waist and shell of crabs. So these are some of examples of commensalism. Let us now go back to our table. For commensalism, what symbol will member A carry? Is it plus?
Minus.
No, member A is plus. Member A is plus.
Why the second one will be 0?
And then member B, what will they carry?
Is 0.
I don't
Is to
understand.
carry 0.
Yes, because it's not doing anything.
The commensal is benefited. So the symbol will be a plus. The other member B or species B or 2, is not affected. So it carries 0. That's the appropriate symbol. Let's now go on. Let us see amensalism. Amensalism is the other side, is the reverse of commensalism. In amensalism, a member is inhibited and the other is not affected. Look at Mr. Elephant. Just go on his way. As the elephant goes, the elephant is trampling on grasses. The grasses are inhibited. And the elephant is not benefited. It's only walking on its own. It's like somebody stepping on the toes of another person. The person being stepped upon is feeling the pain, is inhibited. The person who is stepping on who matches on the other, is neither gaining nor losing. It's not affected. So that is amensalism. The amensa is inhibited and the other is not affected. Now let's go back to our table. Member A or species 1, what will it be? What will be the symbol?
Minus.
Minus.
Minus. And the other one, what will be the symbol? Is plus. I mean, is zero. Zero. Remember is inhibited, that's minus. The other is not affected. That's 0. So minus is inhibited. 0 is not affected. Let's quickly see. Now, neutralism, I just put it for the sake of it. There's no association like neutralism in reality. But in theory, you may have a term like that. In reality, no association is completely neutral. The effects may be insignificant, but no interaction is absolutely neutral. So, but in theory, we can say that it is the association in which the two are neither benefited nor inhibited, no effect. So, in the table, species A, what symbol will it carry?
0.
0.
0. Species B, what symbol will it
0.
carry?
0.
But mind you, no association in reality in the real sense of it that will not have an effect. The effects may be significant. Let us go on quickly. Let us see parasitism. In parasitism, a member is feeding on the other. The one feeding on the other is the parasite. The one being fed upon is the host. Parasitism is a close association in which the parasite obtains food or shelter from the host. So a parasite could be benefiting food or is benefiting shelter from the host. So let's go back to, there are many examples of parasitism, too many. I will leave that to you to write examples. Now let's go back to our table now. Member A, what symbol will it carry?
Plus.
Member B, what symbol will it carry?
Minus.
Let us see the twin brother or the twin sister of parasitism. That is predation. Okay, so this is just now we still come back to it. Mind you, in parasitism, take note that the parasite is usually smaller than the host. And the parasite possesses specialized mechanisms to enable it to adapt to their mode of life. They have a way of drawing food from their host. Let us now see predation, the other member, the other twin brother. Predation is the interaction in which one animal kills and feeds directly on the other. The one killing the animal to eat is the predator. The one that is killed and is eating is the prey. Unlike what we have in parasitism, in predation, the predator is usually stronger and bigger, and the prey is usually smaller. However, you could have exceptions, but the predator will be stronger. Even if the predator is smaller, it will be stronger. So let's go to our table. For member A, what symbol will they carry?
Positive.
Plus.
Negative.
For B, what symbol will they carry?
Negative.
Minus.
Now,
Please take minus.
they carry the same symbols. What's the difference therefore? If you ask to state the differences between predation and parasitism, yes, quickly, what would you say?
Size of the predator and size of the
Now, in predation,
the size of the
parasite is good. In predation, the parasite is always sorry. In parasitism, the parasite is always smaller than the host. In predation, the predator is always bigger and stronger than the prey. That is one. In parasitism, the parasites do not kill the host outrightly, because they are smart. They know that if they kill the host, tomorrow there will be no food. So they may begin to kill small, but they will not outrightly kill the host. But in predation, the predator actually kill the prey and eat it up. So at least we have mentioned two differences between predation and parasitism. You put that to mind. Let us see another association. That's competition. In competition, two or more organisms struggle for a limited resource. Competition arises where the resource available is limited. The resource could be struggle for food. It could be struggle for space. It could be struggle for light. Competition could be within members of the same species, in which case we have intra-specific competition. The competition could be between members of different species, and we call that interspecific competition. So let us go back to our table. What symbol will member A carry? Plus, minus, 0.
0.
0.
What about B?
Plus.
Yes, any other
B
opinion?
also carry 0.
Somebody is saying 0, 0. Somebody is
No,
saying
so I think number A carries plus and the special B carries.
Both of them will carry
now.
0.
Let us look
One
at
of them is
it
benefiting from
this
each
way.
other.
Plus and minus now.
Let us look at it this way. And you pay attention. You can now
Yes, sir.
meet yourself. Meet yourself, please. Let us look at it this way. To start with, the symbol will not be plus, I mean, be 0 plus. It will not be 0, 0. It will not be plus, plus. It will not be minus, plus. Let us look at it this way. Please meet yourself. Let us look at it this way. Let us look at what competition is. In the real world, competition does not bring a positive result. It must have effect. Who is that person? I say you should meet yourself. Huh? Esther.
I don't even know. Next time when I go to my office, I should have seen my.
Okay, let us look at it this way. Supposing on the campus, there's only one food vendor who sells rice, and every student must eat rice. What will be the effect on that vendor? Students must eat.
Positive, sir.
The vendor will make as much profit as possible. Even if he say a spoon is 2,000 naira, people will still buy. Now, if something now happens and they decided to bring another vendor, what will happen? The vendor just coming in, we want to attract customers to ourselves. What will he do? He will try to sell higher quantity to the students, so that the students who are customers to the old customer can divert to ourselves. And the old customer and the old vendor too. We say you think you are smart, you are wise. He also add to his own ration. Isn't it? Another person will want to increase also to outdo the other person. So what is happening to the two of them? The two of them are losing. So competition brings about inhibition. So the effect to be what? It be minus. Is that okay? So now we go back to our table. Member A, what will be the symbol?
Minus.
Good.
Minus.
Member B, what will be the symbol?
Minus.
Minus.
Good. So
Minus.
So don't compete.
Minus.
You always live in harmony. You live in mutualism. That brings positive results. Competition is the direct opposite of mutualism. In mutualism, there's harmony, there's understanding, no quarrel, no. In competition, no peace. So, and the two members, they lose. Very good. So this is the table that we have copied, that you did on your own. This is the table. So this table is a summary.
Sure.
A summary of the type of association, the effect on member A, member B, and then the nature of the association.
It's not finished now.
Questions? Quickly. We need to go on. Our time is fast spent, and we need to go further today before we call it today.
Sir, please, what is the difference between? Sir, what is the difference between mutualism and proto-cooperation?
One is obligatory, the other is not obligatory. Now I say forward. Now you are not following. Maybe you are talking to somebody else. Mutualism is compulsory. The association must take place. In proto-cooperation, the association is not compulsory. It's not obligatory.
Okay, sir.
Any
Good
other
morning,
one?
sir. Good morning, sir.
Yes, quickly. Good morning.
After shark are removal fish, some
Good.
studies shown that is either mostly they call it mutualism because the removal fish usually remove things from the mouth of the shark, and the shark is benefiting from that.
Well, it depends on the type of the fry. You understand? But generally, see, generally, simply put, in most cases, the removal fish, they are asked to get food. They are not asked to relieve shark from the primary aim of those fish going crowding around the shark is to get food now. There could be exceptions. And those ones that go to the mouth of the fish, they are trying to outdo the other members. So the primary effect is that the remora is benefiting food. And of course, by secondary effect, it's also benefiting protection.
At least in terms of competition, I think one member will win. Can't we say the one winning is
even
positive?
If the person wins, it has exhausted energy.
Okay.
This Oga. See.
Because the difference between
if two of them go into if two organisms go into competition, maybe two predators try to even if the person eventually kill the other one, he has exhausted, he has lost energy.
Is that case?
Yes. Let's quickly go on because of our time.
Sir, please, what's the difference between mutualism and symbiosis?
Read. We need to go on, please. I just told you. See, when you go back to your notice, even there, the symbiosis is just an association. I said this earlier. I said it over and over. Symbiosis, I said it earlier. Symbiosis is just an association. It could be mutualism, protocooperation, mutualism. The examples of symbiosis. If you have the book, if you have it in your head that symbiosis is an association where the two members are benefited, you are still living in the past, though. Is that okay? Is that you are still living in the past? You are living several years behind time. However, now listen. However, if in an exam, maybe a multiple choice exam, there's a question that says, which of these associations do the two members benefit? And then they give options: competition, commensalism, and symbiosis. As a smart guy, what will you choose? You choose symbiosis. You will know that the person who sets the question is still having the thought that mutualism and symbiosis are the same. So you smartly go for that one. Now, if in an exam, the question says, in which of these organisms and which of these associations benefit the two members? A, symbiosis, B, competition, C, mutualism. What would you choose? Is it symbiosis?
No, sir.
Talk now.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
What would you choose?
Mutualism.
Mutualism. Okay, thank you very much. Let's go on. Now, we want to see Abyss and We're going to see habitats and biomes. The other time we were trying to define terms and concepts used in ecology. And one of those concepts we defined is habitat. The habitat simply refers to a place where an organism lives or can be found. Now, when we say biome, what is a biome? A biome is a large and complex community. That time, we define community as all the organisms occupying a particular habitat at a given time. So, the living organisms inhabiting a particular habitat are referred to as biomes, or it's referred to as a biome. If you are talking of habitat, if you say habitats, you say biomes. If you say habitat, you say biome. So all the organisms, all the living organisms inhabiting a particular habitat, they make up the biome of that habitat. So we can use the terms interchangeably. So that is why the title of the topic is habitats and biome. And each habitat has a distinct life forms organized into a complex community of independent organisms. So I've defined biome. A biome is a very large, complex. A biome is a very large complex of community of plants and animals in a particular habitat. Biomes can be categorized as terrestrial or aquatic. Just like, see, when we say biome and habitat, the biome is the location. The habitat is the location. The biome is the organisms in that location. So we can say aquatic habitat, terrestrial habitat, or we say aquatic biome and terrestrial biome. Now let us see the type of habitats now. The first is aquatic habitat. Aquatic habitats can be divided into marine habitat, estuarine habitat, and freshwater habitat. Marine, estuarine, and freshwater. Let us see marine. What differentiates a marine habitat from freshwater habitat? What differentiates them is the amount of the soft salt. A marine habitat is otherwise called salty water. And they are characterized by high salinity, the soft salt. The sea or the ocean, they make up marine habitats. Marine habitats can be divided into littoral zone and benthic zone. Now, what are the?
We have a class now.
Is our time up? Okay.
Yes, we have chemistry.
Okay, let's call it a day.
Chemistry.
We start from there next time.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir. God bless you.
Patricia, thank you.
Bye, sir.
Magnet, thank you.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, so much.
Bye.
We love you.
Bye.